I hear lots of talk about feminism and independent women. Hey there, I'm Stephanie Lynn Ray. There's talk that women need to get back to being at home, living in their feminine energy, staying away from the things that drive women towards masculinity, which a lot of times is conveyed as women leading out in the workforce or I don't know, fighting for their way in the world rather than allowing for a man to provide for them. But I think we're missing the mark. People have talked about how so much of this has changed since the 1950s, and women now, in an effort to find freedom and options for themselves, they have stepped away from what is feminine and natural and innate in us. Now, I think there's some truth to that. But what I also think is that many of us live in that space because we have to. It's a matter of survival. So I understand some of the talk and that there's a concern that women are pursuing careers early on instead of pursuing family. Some people might say that I did that. I had some things I needed to work through before I could settle into marriage. And although I wanted to be married and I was looking for marriage, in the meantime, I pursued a career. And I had a career as a restaurant manager, and then I had a career as a sales manager. So I found success in those. And I've been told that I have a lot of masculine energy and a lot of masculine traits. I think it's accurate. I think I do. But I don't think that means that I'm not feminine. And I don't think that means that I can't fall into that feminine role. What it means is that I'm surviving. And a lot of us live in this space because we don't have another option. And also, I will always pursue the things that are inside of me that drive me forward. I will always chase after my dreams. If that's masculine, then it's masculine. But what if we just get to be individuals? What if we just get to be people? But as I was thinking about this tonight and about this idea that women have shifted from a place of femininity and traditional roles to a more masculine place, I thought of my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother, her first husband left her when she had, I think it was 3 small children. He got on the train to go to work and he never came back. This would have been in the 1930s, maybe late 1920s. And her second husband, who was 10 years younger than her, was electrocuted in the coal mines. And after he was electrocuted, his twin brother came to the funeral. And she ended up marrying his twin brother. She spent years with him in an abusive relationship. He was abusive to the children. He was abusive to her, physically very abusive. And that's a household that my mother lived in as the granddaughter. And she would sit on the porch and listen while he beat her grandmother. I promise you that my grandmother, who had no choice but to live in a feminine role, had many masculine traits. I know that she would walk miles and miles to get food for her children from one town to another town, pulling the small children in a wagon. I know that she did everything that she had to survive. She fought tooth and nail. That's rather masculine. Men go to war. Women go to war, I promise you. That's what came to mind for me tonight. That we just have human traits. We have human traits that we use for survival. But I had an interesting experience a couple of months ago where I spent the weekend in the presence of a very masculine man. And here's what happened. I felt the weight lift off my shoulders because I knew, probably for the first time since I left my father's home, that there were certain things I didn't have to worry about. It wasn't a committed relationship. It was a weekend where we spent time together. But that energy told me there was a safe place for me. And I settled into a different side of myself where I wasn't fighting for survival. So men, if you're worried about women not being in their feminine and not filling that feminine role, look at your masculinity. I'm not saying it's your responsibility. I think we as women are too hard, but what I am telling you is that we need you. We need you, and we are hungry for what you offer. So step into your confidence and your strength and your true masculinity, which is gentle and safe. And we will settle into our femininity, and our natural roles will come into play, and we will find harmony. And we will fight, and we will struggle, and we will come back together, and we will resolve, and we will move forward. Always, because we are human with human traits that we all manifest, doing our best to survive. But focus on what you need to focus on. Let us focus on what we need to focus on, and let's believe in each other and that we can offer each other what we need. You guys, it's possible. It's waiting for us. And we are worthy of love from one another.